Welcome to another video, folks. This woman on screen, Sunny Hostin, in my honest opinion, has to be one of the worst, if not the worst, daytime TV host I have ever seen. The level of disingenuity and dishonesty that this woman brings, I haven't seen anything like it since the days of, you know, women coming on Jerry Springer to reveal that they've been lying and cheating behind the guy's back. Or, those women that come on Maury. Anybody remember the Maury show? Yeah, these women come on there. Oh, I'm 1,000% he's the father. Next thing you know, get the results. You are not the father. This woman been sleeping with like 5, 6 guys, right? Lying through her teeth the whole time until the DNA test come out, hoping that this guy was gonna get caught, right? The person that she's supposedly, with in a relationship, but didn't work out that way. This is the level of dishonesty and disingenuity I think she brings to daytime TV. And I bring this up because it draws a very important contrast. I want you to listen to the next few minutes of what she has to say, and then I'll show you exactly why I'm doing this. So let's take a listen at what she has to say, and I'll draw the contrast and the conclusion for you. Hopefully, it's one that she herself is happy with. Let's take a listen.
And so I worry not about myself, actually. I don't worry about my station in life. I worry about the working class. I worry about my mother, a retired teacher. I worry about our elderly and their Social Security and their Medicare. I worry about my children's future, especially my daughter, who now has less rights than I have. And I remember my father telling me many, many years ago that I was the first person in his family to enjoy full civil rights. And now I have less civil rights than I had when he told me that. So again, I'm profoundly disturbed that the 14th Amendment of the Constitution did not prevent someone who participated in an insurrection from becoming president of the United States. I think that going forward, the convicted felon box on employment applications better be taken off, because if you can be the president of the United States, then you should not be prevented from employment in this country, because I remember applying for my jobs as a federal prosecutor, and there was a box for convicted felons.
Well,
and so that box better be taken off. And I think our healthcare system is now at risk. I think
no fluoride for anyone.
yeah, economists have made clear that he's going to increase the debt by $7.75 trillion. I'm worried about mass deportation and internment camps, and I'm also worried about Elon Musk warning Americans to prepare for temporary hardship. I'm surprised at the result, but I'm not surprised. As a woman of color, I was so hopeful that a mixed race woman married to a Jewish guy could be elected president of this country. And I think that it had nothing to do with policy. I think this was a referendum of cultural resentment in this country.
Well,
it's very difficult for people to believe that racism and misogyny, they're just alive and well. I think that we don't want to think that about ourselves, our neighbors, our friends, but it's my lived experience tells me that it does still exist.
Is that so?
My lived experience tells me that it does still exist.
Nigga, please. Nigga!
Hello, I'm Sunny Hostin, and welcome to my home. And I cook all the time. I love, love, love to cook. So for me, it was really important to have a very big stove. It's very difficult for people to believe that racism and misogyny, they're just alive and well.
So, taking a look at this woman's house, right? This is where she lives. She invited the cameras in. Does this woman seem like she's oppressed to you? Has racism and misogyny prevented her from achieving anything in life? Ask yourself that question, right? She's concerned about, mass deportation. You have a mansion, right? With a humongous yard, well manicured. Why don't you take some of those illegals in with you? Right? You could build a whole tent city for them in that yard. She won't do that. Whoopi won't do it. Joy Behar won't do it. Right? But these three, they are like the worst thing that has happened. Right? But you heard exactly what she said, right? A man who is, responsible for radicalizing people, to raid the Capitol on January 6th. All these talking points. Now, let's say that she is accurate in her perception, right? It's Trump's fault that people are racist, right? It's his fault. It's not the individual person's fault, right? That in 2024, you can look at a person's skin and make a judgment call on them. That level of ignorance, no, it's actually Trump's fault. All right? Fine. So let me ask you, right? If Trump is supposed to take the blame for that, who among the members of The View is going to take the blame for radicalizing Democrats? Let's take a look at the next clip. How many of you have heard about this story? Hopefully, some of you who view this have heard about it by now. This woman, pictured on screen, out of Seattle, went at her father with an ice axe the night of elections. I'm going to play the clip for you so that you don't think that it's being taken out of context. And I ask the simple question: is Sonny Hostin responsible for radicalizing this woman? Between Sonny, Joy, Whoopi, those that spew in public on TV all the hate about Trump and how people's lives are going to be destroyed and all these rights that he's taken away and all these things. He's Hitler, he's a Nazi. All these things that they have said, are they now responsible for radicalizing this woman, leading to the demise of her father? Let's listen to the clip and see how gruesome, right?
A Seattle woman allegedly bludgeons her father to death with an ice axe after he refuses to turn the lights off in their home. When police arrive on the scene, she's disheveled and covered in blood, later telling first responders, quote, "It needed to happen today." Before all this, she was a manager at Jeff Bezos' aerospace manufacturing company. But she told investigators this month's election results pushed her over the edge. So much so that she attacked her father, sat alongside his body watching him die, and later clapped out of happiness when first responders arrived to the scene.
So once again, here's the question. Are the members of The View responsible for radicalizing this woman to the point where she took out her own pops? Right? Because if one has to be true, then the other also has to be true. Right? If Trump and his rhetoric are responsible for the idiots who want to remain racist, right? In 2024, right? We're almost in 2025, matter of fact. It's just a month and like a week away, roughly speaking. If a person wants to categorize people by their skin color and determine, oh, this person is such and such because they're this color, right? Not that that person is just, completely ignorant, right? Not even worth wasting your breath on. No, this person has been radicalized so they can't even think for themselves. So, Sonny and company are responsible also for radicalizing people like this, right? And they're the ones that should be brought up on charges for this man's demise, for his death. How do you think she would react to that? Right? She's supposed to be an attorney. She would say it is absolutely preposterous. She would vehemently deny these kinds of charges. Right? Say, oh, it was mental illness. No, she had these problems, these underlying issues. Yo, she would throw an absolute tiff Imagine the DOJ start investigating her for this person's death. Like, yeah, you on TV radicalizing people, so yeah, this is on you. Can you imagine if it were to happen to her right now under Biden? Right? Don't even wait for Trump to get office, because we already see the craziness that Biden's doing. Right? Trying to start World War III by giving Ukraine weapons to fire into Russia. Right? I don't know what kind of drugs this man is on. But just imagine right now, DOJ comes and says, you know what? Yeah, we're investigating you for this murder, and yeah, we're gonna have to take you in. You see, the shoe, they don't want it on that foot. It's fine for them to put that on somebody else and say, oh yeah, you're responsible for this. But you think they would ever in a million years take responsibility for this? You crazy. Never. And that's the kind of comparison I want people to draw. All this nonsense that this woman is talking about, she's a multi-millionaire. You think Sonny Hostin worries about pulling out her credit card, her debit card at the gas station? If she even gasses up her own car, I don't know. You think she worries about that when she goes shopping for her groceries, when she's paying her bills? You think she has the worry of the average person living in public housing? Millions upon millions of us, you know, whatever situation that they have, the gas, the heat shut off during the winter, not know if their rent vouchers or whatever it is going to come through. This woman is so far removed from the reality of the everyday working American, she can't even fathom. This is why they don't understand why Kamala lost. They're up there sitting on their high horse thinking people are just supposed to do exactly what they say. And F your problems. You don't care what you're complaining about. You just vote for this sorority sister so we can say she made it. What about the millions upon millions of Americans living check to check that are struggling, right? Seeing their savings dwindling. They're not getting that increase that they're looking for at work, continuously working hard jobs, struggling just to make it. Nah, to hell with these people. Just put this woman in. Let this be the first female president. Nah, this nah. You gonna miss millions of us with that. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. Of course, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share it. Because this is the kind of critical thinking that you need to use in these situations. Stay tuned for more. Peace.